All right, hello everybody. Welcome to abs class. We got a fun one for you today. We got a nice 20 reps of each. We're hitting front side, back side, side sides for some quick 5-minute AMRAP. So it'll be a little bit of an at your own pace kind of workout today, but we'll get you warmed up and get you ready to go. So we're going to start down on all fours. We're going to work our lovely cat-cow here. We're going to push that belly button towards the ground, trying to squeeze that back, low back as tight as you can. Lift that head to the ceiling. And we'll reverse that. We're really working to extend that back, tuck those hips up and under, squeeze those abdominals as tightly as you can. We'll switch back a couple more times here. Just working to mobilize through that back, which might be a little stiff. And we'll arch it nice and tall, like a mountain. Pull that belly button in, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And reverse one more time. You're gonna think about really pushing those arms down into the ground as you lift that tailbone, lift that noggin, and reverse. Reach that top of the head to the ground, still pushing those arms into the ground. Pulling that belly button into the ceiling and relax. All right, we're gonna flip around. We're gonna kind of do something very similar. We're gonna do it on our back this time. So think about trying to arch that back as much as you can, really flare those rib cages. And then you're gonna push that low back into the ground, pull that belly button in nice and tight. Should feel all that space under your back disappear. One more time, arch that back, really flare bottom of that rib cage, create as much space underneath you as possible, and reverse, really jam that low back into the ground, create that tension, still breathing, and relax. All right, so that kind of pressure putting that low back down is going to be a big part of a lot of these movements. All right, so like I talked about, we kind of got 3 movements to work on. We've got V-ups, we've got glute bridges, we've got our penguin heel toe touches. All right, so we'll do a quick demo of each of these. Our V-ups, arms and legs are both extended. All right, we're coming up, meeting those in the middle, in between. All right, boom. Those are our V-ups. Second movements are glute bridges. We're going to bring those feet flat on the ground. We're going to drive those heels into the ground. We're going to work to squeeze those glutes. All right. So we're not going to overextend. Talked about flaring those rib cages. We're going to make sure that those rib cages stay nice and flat. All right. So we're still kind of pulling those abs in nice and tight. We want to look from that shoulder to that knee, a nice good straight line, if I can show that. All right, so squeeze those glutes, glute bridges on this one. Okay, we're gonna go down and up for 20 reps. And our third one is still staying in that same position. We're gonna bring that head and shoulders up. We're gonna touch heels on one side, touch the heel on the other side. So back and forth on that one, okay? So game plan, 20, 20, 20, 20 V-ups, 20 glute bridges, 20 of those penguins. For those penguins, we'll do each side counts as 1. So you do left 10 times, right 10 times. All right. We're going to go 5 minutes going through those as many times as you can manage. All right. Sound good? Get ready. Well, let's get up and get after it. Of course, if we need to take those reps down, if you need to cycle through a little bit faster, please feel free to do so. Just 20 seems like a nice, good, round number. But if you want to break that down 15 or even 10 to focus on getting more rounds, by all means. Everybody's going to be working 5 minutes here at whatever pace you feel like putting in today. We want to try to move at a consistent pace, whatever that pace is. Maybe it's a little bit slower, take a breath each time. Or maybe it's an all-out sprint. Wherever you are, make it work for you today. So once you get 20 of these V-ups, we'll move over to those glute bridges. I got 6 left here. Just want to see some consistency round to round, rep to rep. finding my balance here. A little bit of a struggle. A little too much on the arms. Last one here. And again, once you get those, we'll move to those glute bridges. We're looking for a nice squeeze at the top of each one, all right? We're not just thrusting those hips up into the air rep after rep. We're making sure that we're getting all the way up there. We're squeezing those glutes for a second and lowering back down. Just like all of these movements, pretty much any movement that you're going to do, that lowering phase is still half of that movement. So we want to make sure that we are still in control as we bring those hips down. Almost thinking about kind of lowering yourself in slow motion. Keep that tension in those hamstrings, those glutes, not releasing it until the very end. All right, so again, a nice good 20. These movements, again, we're focusing on kind of all three sides of the body here, the front, the back, and the lateral sides. So we want to do our best to maintain some congruency between those sides. So the effort that you put into each of these movements should be the same across them all. So I'm moving a little bit slower through these glute bridges to make sure we're really getting that squeeze each time, and these are already burning just as badly as those abs on that first movement. I've got 3 more here. And check that breathing as well. I like to inhale as we go up and exhale as we go down. Last one here. Then we're going to move to those penguins. Time check, we are just about 3 minutes in, so we've got a couple minutes remaining. And these heel touches, these penguins, we want to make sure that we're getting all the way to that heel, okay? Closer to that heel, the easier it is, the less movement we have to do. The farther that heel is, the bigger that crunch, all right? So find somewhere that is a challenge for you and make sure that we are making physical contact with those heels to make sure that we're getting that full oblique crunch going on. 10 each side for a total of 20. Whew, take a breath and we are back at the top. Watch those feet up. So the rep count is going to stay the same each time. I'm going to modify these down to a crunch just so I can keep moving as we come into our final minute. We got 60 seconds. Breathing through nice and steady. Getting these reps to count. And if you want to modify it down for that second round, those reps just so we can get through all the reps, be my guest. I'm going to go ahead and move down to my glute bridges, finish out on these, try to maintain some balance. Front to back here, we've got 30 seconds. We'll take a quick break at the end of our 5 minutes, introduce you to a few new movements, and then we will repeat. So we've got a final 10 seconds. Make the most of those reps here. Put that effort in. Squeeze those glutes. Drive those heels down. Last 3, 2, 1. And relax. All right. Take a quick minute to breathe. Give you a quick intro to our next 3 movements. We're going for the same approach. Front, back, and these sides. Okay. First movement, we're going to do some sky reaches. So basically those V-ups, but instead of both sides going 45 degrees, we're taking that top half and we're moving 90 degrees. So reaching both those arms up for the sky, rolling back down. All right, those are our sky reaches. Second movement, we're going to need to flip over. We're going for frenzy back extension. So both arms, both legs coming up and squeeze. All right, just like that cat-cow where we reach that tailbone, reach that head. Same concept. Reach that tailbone, reach that head towards the sky. All right. And our third movement is going to be in a high plank position, knee to elbow on the outside. So squeezing those obliques back down. Same rep scheme. We've got 20, 20, 20. Our knee to elbow is going to be 10 each side for a total of 20. All right. Sound like a plan? Let's get down. Let's get after it. 5 minutes to rock and roll. Getting ready. And 3, 2, 1, go. Roll all the way up. And again, even more important on this one, arguably, than that V up, is that down phase. So rolling down nice and gently on that back. I'm going to cut a few reps on this one because I'm going to really work to control that down phase, which is going to take me a little bit more time. So I'm going to shoot for 12 on these roll-ups. Give myself some space to make sure I hit all the rest of the movements. And we say all the time, this is your workout, so feel free to take what we say as a guideline and adjust as you see fit. Promise you're still going to get a great workout. Just focus on moving that body. Wait, one more. And we're going to flip over for some back extensions. I will do all 20 on this one. Just like those glute bridges, I'm going to get out for a nice little hold at the top of each one. Still working to sync that breathing with that movement. So this is kind of a great way to work that kind of upper back, those postural muscles. You may hear all the time that kind of rounded shoulders, forward head. Really working to kind of squeeze those shoulder blades back and pull all these upper back muscles together, kind of create a little tightness through those loose muscles. Up and pull each time. And time check, just about halfway through. 2.5 down, 2.5 to go. Making sure that we are staying on a good steady pace as we move through here. I got 3 more here. Really getting as much as I can into these back extensions. Squeeze that low back, squeeze those glutes, that upper back, everything working. Get up for those knee to elbow. Again, trying to get a little bit of a hold each way. Really mentally thinking about getting a crunch on that oblique. And we're doing 10 each side. On this one, get a little shoulder work in here as well, creating that stability. Holding up into that plank. Still breathing. Make sure we're not holding that breath. Last 2 each way. Coming into our final minute. Ooh. I'm going to flip that over and go finish up with some of the sky reaches right into the end of time here. Make sure to get the most of these. Very difficult this second time around. We got 15 seconds. Trying to get a good few more reps in here. Trying to really feel that burn. Control's a little bit more difficult. But it's alright. We've got 3, 2, 1, and time. Alright. What a good one. I hope you feel very well worked out in your core. From those shoulders through those hips and glutes, everything in between is your pillar. I'm glad that you were able to join me in working that out today. Great work. We'll see you next time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget we have stretch break at 1:50 if you want to get a little movement in your afternoon. See you, bye.